Universal has announced the new musical Wicked on 4K and Blu-ray with loads of features to dig into. Gladiator gets a 4K and 4K Steelbook announcement from Paramount. The new television series Dune Prophecy is set to get all the editions from Warner Brothers. Did we finally get official confirmation that the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K collection is coming in 2025? Kino Lorber announces a new Paul Thomas Anderson movie and Paul on 4K. Walmart and Warner Brothers is releasing a new 4K Steelbook edition of Blade. It looks like we're getting a 4K of Dark City coming real soon. And Kenny likey, Kenny want wingy. It's official, guys. We are getting Tommy Boy on 4K from Paramount. All this and more in the next Physical Media Report. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken. Today, guys, we are here for the Physical Media Report, episode 245. Guys, this is the last Physical Media Report of the year of 2024. And guys, we're still in a bit of a Christmas, New Year's physical media lull when it comes to news and announcements. There are some cool things to discuss. Don't get me wrong. There are some cool things to discuss, but there's not a lot to get into today. There are new releases, at least this week. There were not any new releases at all for Christmas Eve, but there are some for New Year's Eve. But look, before we get into it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and leave me a comment down below, guys, of everything that we talk about here today. What are you the most looking forward to? What are you the most amped up for? And what gets those juices flowing most? What gets those New Year's juices flowing the most? Let me know in that comment section below, and then turn on bell notifications for all future videos. So let's just get into it, guys. We got more Nightmare on Elm Street updates. So this is still in my rumor category, guys. I got a couple of rumors to discuss with this episode. Not saying that they're not coming or that there's not like credible information that they are for sure coming, but until they get those official like studio announcements, I still like to lump these in to the rumor category. But we have a Nightmare on Elm Street. This is an image. This is an image that Dawn the Dish shared on Instagram. That's where I first saw this. But this is an image from the DVD box set from back in the day. So I doubt that they're going to use the same image, but I'm using it for this episode. But there's a pre-order up for the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K collection up on the French website FNAC, I believe is what it's called. So that just pretty much confirms, like usually when the listings go up on this site, it's only a matter of time before we get like that legitimate news from the studio that this thing's going to be coming out. So I anticipate, like, what's the date on here? Yeah, September. So we probably won't get that official like studio announcement until I would say April or May, because that's when we got a Nightmare on Elm Street, I think, last year, and that ended up coming out in October. But yeah, the Nightmare on Elm Street collection, it's exciting, guys. But another thing that this like pretty much confirms to me, because I don't see them having like the boutique information. They usually keep that stuff a little bit close to the chest. This kind of confirms to me this is for sure going to be a Warner Brothers 4K collection, which, you know, everybody can make up their own mind. Like, are they excited for that? Are they not excited for that? Like me personally, it's like I don't doubt Warner Brothers' ability to handle the 4Ks of the sequels. Like I thought the 4K of the first one was good. I wasn't as high up on it as I wanted to be, but I know a lot of people were. So I think a lot of people would be happy with the sequels on 4K. And it's been a while since I've seen the sequels on Blu-ray. So those Blu-rays may look worse than the original on Blu-ray. It's not that I don't trust Warner Bros. They've done great work in 4K. It's just that I don't trust them to give us that like definitive collection that I know that we deserve from this franchise. Like I would much rather see what Arrow Video could do with this franchise in terms of a box set, especially since we've gotten those incredible like Psycho and Hellraiser and Child's Play collector sets like more recently. And I don't know, like I know we're going to get that Warner Brothers set like in the US, like that's pretty much inevitable at this point. But like I'm still holding out for maybe possibly a UK like collector set of a Nightmare on Elm Street, kind of like they did Hellraiser, kind of like they did Psycho, and maybe like they'll put they'll put them all on 4K. Maybe like the first one will be Blu-ray. Maybe they don't want to give that up to the UK. It'll be like a Child's Play situation. I don't know, like, but I would love to see that like definitive collector set, or maybe Warner Brothers just realizes, hey, the first one sold incredibly well. We had this awesome like UK edition that sold incredibly well. Maybe we do just need to make like a definitive box set in the States for a Nightmare on Elm Street. I haven't seen them do that a lot. Like they didn't do that with Rocky. It was a little like flimsy cardboard case with all the discs inside of one little 4K case. Like they did that with the first set they put out. then the second set, the 6-film set. I just see them doing the same thing. I just don't want the Blu-ray set of A Nightmare on Elm Street put in a 4K case. It's like, I know the discs matter at the end of the day. It's not like the packaging. I get that, guys. Like, I'm super into packaging. Like, that's a big part of collecting for me. But I know there's people out there that's like, it's the discs that matter, Ken. The packaging don't matter. But come on, like, we need that definitive set for Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, we got it for Halloween. We got it for Friday the 13th. It's like, this franchise deserves that. Like, collectors love this franchise. They want a nice collectible piece in the collection for Nightmare on Elm Street. So, whether it's, maybe they'll do something like the Superman set. Maybe they'll do like a 6 like steelbook set, something cool like that. But like, I don't necessarily need that. Like, I because that would be like probably super expensive. I just want like a nice like box set of A Nightmare on Elm Street to put on the shelf with some really cool artwork around it. So I doubt Warner Brothers' ability to be able to bring us that, or that they even have the knowledge to be able to like pull that off and get the correct images on the side, or the fandom, really, because it's like they had the wrong, like, Freddy Krueger from the third one, from the fourth one, like on the cover of the first one. I think from Warner Brothers, like the artwork wise, like packaging wise, like it would be a mess and they just wouldn't give us what we want or deserve. So it's like, I don't know, guys. I'm just kind of at a loss at this point. I'm excited. Like I am really like legitimately excited to see films like Dream Warriors and Dream Master like in 4K. Like, no matter the packaging, like I'm just excited to see those movies in 4K. But again, it is kind of disappointing at the end of the day. It's like I want somebody that like truly loves these movies to handle these movies and give us that definitive box set treatment. But regardless, guys, we're probably getting this this year. And look, I'm excited to see Freddy's Dead on 4K as well. Now, another thing I do want to point out that's kind of interesting is there's another listing on this FNAC website of A Nightmare on Elm Street 3. And this was up on Blu-ray.com, I think. Now, I didn't see individual listings for part 4 or part 2, Freddy's Revenge. But like, what this might indicate to me is that maybe, possibly, like we're going to get like UK standalone editions of each film. I don't know if they would do that or not, or they would just do like some kind of, like, it's just interesting. Like, we got the first one, nice collector set over in the UK. Okay. And then in the States, we got the steelbook, we got the slipcover version. Do they plan on doing all of these with steel books and slipcover versions? I could see them doing like they did with Rocky and giving us individual steel books for each film in the States. I don't know if I could see them doing like individual slipcovers for each film, but it's interesting. Like in the UK, would they be willing to do individual, box sets for each movie, which honestly, like, could get pretty expensive if you want to get all 6 of those sequels. Like, if they're $60 a pop, like that's going to amount to like $360 to get those. Or will they just do like some kind of definitive collector set, like in the UK only and not in the States? Because Warner Brothers seems to do a little bit better with their releases over in the UK, treat the UK audience a little bit better than they do in the States. So I don't know, guys. It's all very interesting. Obviously, like, we don't know what's going to happen, how things are going to play out. I just think it's fun to get on here and kind of speculate and maybe complain a little bit about what we may be getting. But hopefully, like, at the end of the day, like, we're just going to get a nice set of A Nightmare on Elm Street, and they're going to be great transfers that we can enjoy. Maybe some new features. Maybe they'll do the uncut version for part 5. I know a lot of people want that as well. And look, Warner Bros. They've done some new features for stuff recently, like North by Northwest, Blazing Saddles. They had new features. So I think that they could do some new features for some of those sequels, and it could be pretty cool. So, hoping for the best, guys. But I did have to talk about this because it came back up again, and we got to continue to discuss all the Nightmare on Elm Street news until this thing is finally announced. Because, damn it, we just haven't got a great box set since DVD, since this damn set came out back in 1999, I believe. All right, let's get into the next one. We got Dark City. This one just popped up on Dawn of the Disc page on Instagram. I didn't really see it anywhere else. And he was just stating that this is going to be coming to 4K, not really from who. So I don't know who would be putting out Dark City. This is, of course, is from Alex Proyas. Is that how you pronounce his name? Same director as The Crow. So this is a Warner Brothers title. I think it was New Line Cinema. So it might be coming out from Warner Brothers. But also, like, I could see Kino doing that. I could see Arrow Video doing like a box set release of that as well. And I think that Arrow Video is probably the most likely if it's going to be a boutique, because Warner Brothers has been working with Arrow Video quite quite frequently lately, it feels like. But yeah, Dark City is set to come to 4K according to Don the Disc. I'm not really sure like where exactly he's getting his information from, but that's why it's a rumor, guys. It's not officially announced. But I know a lot of people love this movie and they've been waiting for this one to come to 4K for a while. So I figured I'd mention it. But that's all the rumors, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the actual news and announcements. And look, Ken Likey. Ken want Tommy Boy on 4K. Tommy Boy is here, guys, on 4K. It is coming out from Paramount. We have an official release date for March the 25th. It's going to be getting this 4K slipcover edition, which thank God it's getting a slip edition because they're just repressing the Blu-ray steelbook for the 4K. Which Paramount kind of has a bad habit of doing that. I wish that they would do something new for their 4K steelbooks to give you incentive to get a new steelbook. Like Wayne's World was the same. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was the same. It's like they just keep doing the same steelbooks over and over again. But, you know, this is an okay steelbook. Like, I honestly just don't like the yellow on this one. Like, I like the deer on the back and the car. Like, that's obviously iconic to the movie. But I don't know. I am glad we're getting just a standard like slipcover version. That's probably the one that I'll be going with. But look, guys, 2025 looks to be like the year of comedy on 4K. And I know there's a lot of people out there that don't care about that and don't necessarily want that, but there are like a group of people that do. And I'm ready for the comedy on 4K era. Like horror has had its day. Like horror's gotten like so many like horrible horror films have gotten the 4K treatment. And people love horror movies on 4K. It's like my argument is like, why can't we get that same treatment for comedy? They're movies, they're shot on film. They got nice visuals as well that could look great in 4K. Why can't we have comedies on 4K? I don't understand the mindset. Like I do maybe for some movies, but like these older films from the 80s and the 90s that were shot on film, like some of them like look really great like visually, and I think they could look good on 4K. I think Tommy Boy will look fantastic on 4K, guys. You know, Fat Man in a Little Coat in 4K. Like, how can you beat that? But I love Tommy Boy. Like, this is a movie that I've been watching since I was like 9 or 10 years old. I'm a child of the 90s. I watched SNL all the time. So David Spade and Chris Farley were just, you know, everything to me. And we'll get into more David Spade and Chris Farley here in a second. But Tommy Boy is coming out on 4K. This is coming out on March the 25th, a 4K Steelbook. It's going to be a native 4K with Dolby Vision and HDR. So let me know if you're excited for Tommy Boy in that comment section below. But speaking of David Spade and Chris Farley, we are also getting their sequel, their follow-up. I mean, essentially, it's kind of a sequel, but it's not really a sequel. But Black Sheep is also coming to 4K from Kino Lorber. So Paramount's like, look, we're going to do Tommy Boy, but Kino Lorber, you can do Black Sheep because that's the Black Sheep of the David Spade, Chris Farley extended universe. But this is coming out from Kino Lorber, March the 25th as well. So it does seem like they kind of work together to time them to come out on the same day. And what a week for comedies. Look, Black Sheep is not as good and as iconic as Tommy Boy, but it is a really fun movie. It's not one that I have gone back to and rewatched like a ton since I was a kid. Like Tommy Boy, like I try to watch that like every couple of years. I just love that movie. But Black Sheep, I am like really looking forward to like diving into that one again because it's been a while since I've seen that. But it's getting a Kino Lorber 4K, nice slipcover on this one. It's a native 4K of the 35 millimeter original camera negative. It's got Dolby Vision, it's got HDR, and it's got a new commentary with the director of the film. So that is definitely really cool as well. So yeah, guys, let me know if you're excited for Black Sheep in the comment section. Well, let me know if you're excited for the Chris Farley, David Spade comedies, guys. And we're getting Adam Sandler comedies from Kino Lorber. Like, it is going to be a fun year. It's going to be funny. We're get to laugh in 2025. Like, that's a good thing, right? Next up, guys, we got another comedy. This is a more recent comedy from 2011. This is getting a 4K. This was just announced, actually, before I came in here to film. Paul is coming to 4K. This is coming soon from Kino Lorber. So that could be 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now. We don't know. I would assume this one's, I don't think anything could be holding this one up. So I would assume this one will come out probably sometime in the fall time. But, you know, Paul is a movie that I saw this in the theaters. I remember almost nothing about it. I know that Seth Rogen, didn't he voice the alien? He probably, I think, like wrote the movie as well. This is the time period where he was writing a lot of stuff. I don't remember like who like directed the film. I know Simon Pegg was in the movie. I remember like liking the movie, but I never went back and revisited this one. So like I may get this because I don't have it in the collection, but this is like a title that like you'll see at the Goodwill all the time. And I used to see it at the Dollar Tree, I feel like as well. Which I don't know, maybe I didn't see it at the Dollar Tree because I probably would have bought it if I did, and I don't think I have it in the collection. But yeah, Paul is, it was an okay movie from 2011. Do I need it on 4K? I mean, probably not. Will I get it? I don't know. Maybe possibly I'll get Paul on 4K. But let me know if you're excited for that in the comment section below. Here. And next up, we got a big movie that just came out in the theaters, getting a physical media release on February the 4th. We've got Wicked getting a 4K, and it is also getting a Blu-ray. Now, these are up for pre-order right now. Like I said, it's coming out February the 4th. It's coming out from Universal. It is getting this 4K edition for $29.95. It's also getting a Blu-ray edition for $24.95. It's also getting a Walmart exclusive Steelbook. And as of right now, guys, this Steelbook is sold out on the Walmart website. So I don't know if they're going to put this back in stock or not, but I think it was $34.99 to get this 4K Steelbook. And guys, and if that's not enough, if you're a super Wicked fan, you can get this big box set with like little gold hats and pieces in it, crowns. Like, look at that. And you got the Steelbook in it as well. You got a certificate of authenticity. You got the Blu-ray. You got the 4K inside of a big box. My goodness, that looks cool. But on Amazon, guys, I think this is also sold out, and I'm not seeing a price point for it. I did show this off on the Physical Media Report before. I think it was like $159.99. And yes, guys, look, it's sold out. Like, there are huge Wicked fans. The movie made a ton of money at the box office. Like, will I be getting Wicked on 4K? I don't know. Maybe. Like, my wife and daughter like had some kind of interest in watching it. I really have no interest in watching it. So if I get it, I'll be getting it for them. But if you're into the Wicked universe, guys, you're getting all kinds of cool stuff from the movie Wicked. So hopefully the Steelbook comes back in stock for people that wants it, and this gift set right here. But again, it's coming out February the 4th. Now, another thing I want to call out with this release is Universal has given this one like the premiere treatment with like tons of features and really cool stuff. That's actually pretty damn cool, like for like a new studio movie, because you don't see this kind of stuff a lot. But you get it a new sing-along version, so there's going to be 2 versions of the film on the 4K and the Blu-ray. There's also a digital code there. You're going to be getting deleted scenes. There's a lot of making of featurettes. I think there's like 3 or 4. And there's 2 brand new audio commentaries with this as well. And I think there's an audio commentary with the director. And I think there's an audio commentary with Audrey, what's her name? Ariana Grande and Cynthia Arrivio. So there's an audio commentary with the 2 leads of the film, which is actually pretty damn cool that they would actually sit down, rewatch the movie, and do a commentary for it. Like, you don't see that a lot of these newer films. So they're really giving you a nice addition. Like, if you're a fan of this movie, like, this is really going to be like an ultimate edition of this film. And you just have to get the regular edition to get all this stuff, guys, like the theatrical sing-along, the commentaries, the featurettes, like all the stuff, deleted scenes. So it's cool that they're really like diving in and giving you some really good features with this release, even though I'm not like super interested in it. All right, let's get into Hard 8. This is Paul Thomas Anderson's first film. This is going to be coming to 4K from Kino Lorber. This was actually revealed on the Shelf Space podcast, which is the Kino Lorber podcast that Frank Tarzi does. I think he does it like once a month. But he revealed this on there. So Hard 8, I think, has a imprints Blu-ray release. I could be wrong. It's got some kind of like overseas Blu-ray release, but I don't think it's on Blu-ray in the US, but it's coming to 4K. And it's always good to see more Paul Thomas Anderson come to 4K. Like, we want There Will Be Blood. We want Magnolia. Like, we want some of these, The Master. Like, we want some of these bigger Paul Thomas Anderson movies. But look, this is a start. Boogie Nights, like, which was his second movie. But, Hard 8, it's cool that we're getting that as well. I've actually never seen Hard 8. I think it's this and Inherent Vice, I think, are the only 2 Paul Thomas Anderson movies that I have not seen. So I'll definitely be excited to get this one and check it out on 4K for sure. I've heard some good things about it. You got Gwyneth Paltrow in the film, John C. Reilly. So I am looking forward to getting this one from Kino Lorber. And again, it's a good start to see more Paul Thomas Anderson come to 4K, because we got Punch Drunk Love, we got The Phantom Thread, which was a newer film, but we need more PTA. We need more PTA on 4K, and Kino Lorber is giving it to us. No official release date. This was just revealed and announced on that podcast. On the Kino Lorber YouTube channel, which I highly recommend you check out that podcast every month that Frank Tarzi does, because he'll drop some really like cool information on that podcast and just give you like more inside info on like how certain titles are picked and just the process of restoring stuff and putting stuff out there. And look, guys, I know, like, I talk about Kino Lorber a lot. Like, I love Kino Lorber. I just feel like they do some of the best work, and I just feel like they're just like the workers of physical media. Like, they're just constantly putting out tons of great stuff and titles. So I love Kino Lorber. So I'm happy to see Heartache get that 4K treatment. We've also got Gladiator. This is coming out on 4K from Paramount. And let's see, March the 4th is when this is coming out. So Gladiator 2 is coming out on 4K Paramount March the 4th. You're going to be getting a 4K and you're going to be getting a 4K Steelbook. And guys, look, we talked about this. Like, the Paramount's new move right now is they're not giving you standard Blu-rays. They're not giving you standard Blu-rays anymore, which is, yeah, I tried to talk about this in a video a couple of weeks ago with Transformers 1 because that was their first that they did that with. And people were like, I don't care. You get the Blu-ray and the 4K. My point is, guys, you're cutting out like people that just want to get the Blu-ray. Like, some people don't care about 4K. They don't want to spend the extra $5-10 to get it. So that's like my point. I don't think this is a great move. There's still going to be a DVD. Like, you're still going to be able to get the DVD edition. But as far as like a high definition format, if you just want the Blu-ray, you got to get the 4K or you got to get the 4K Steelbook, which looks like it has a 3-disc set here. I think there's all kinds of special features to go along with this release as well. But yeah, there's tons of features, including a making of. But you got the HDR and you got the Dolby Vision, and you're going to have the Dolby Atmos. So, like, if you're a 4K enthusiast, like, you're not going to care. You're going to get this on 4K anyway. But I'm more or less talking about the audience that, like, collects Blu-rays, which Paramount obviously, like, doesn't see the value in anymore. And maybe there's a reason for that behind the scenes business-wise that I don't understand. But, like, they're the only studio, I feel like, at this point that's doing that. So, I find that interesting. I find it a little bit troubling, as a fan of physical media and as a fan of people getting options. I'm not like super into like the only options lately being like the most expensive options, which Lionsgate has started doing. Disney's been doing that. So, it's a trend that I don't love and that we're seeing more and more. So I definitely tried to call that out a couple of weeks ago, but everybody was like, we love 4K. We don't care. And I'm like, well, you do, but not everybody, likes that kind of thing. But anyway, Gladiator 2, coming to 4K, getting a 4K Steelbook. Let me know if you're excited for that in the comment section below. Let's talk about Dune Prophecy. This is the Dune prequel television series. This is season 1. I don't know. I've heard mixed things about this. Is this any good, guys? Like, should I be checking this out? Like, I'm not a Dune mega fan anyway. Like, I liked the first one okay. The second one I thought was pretty good. But I'm not like a mega fan of this universe. So, and I've heard people say that this is a pretty big like slog. I've heard people that love it too, but I don't know if I want to dive into this one. But Dune Prophecy season 1 is coming out from Warner Brothers April the 15th. It's getting a 4K. And it's getting a Blu-ray. Warner Brothers still paying attention to Blu-ray. And the interesting thing about Warner Brothers Blu-rays is they actually give it like different artwork as well, which is kind of funny. And then you get the 4K Steelbook of this as well. So I guess, they're anticipating this is Dune. It's going to sell well. So we're going to give it the full treatment like we do the movies. But yeah, 4K Blu-ray, also Steelbook for Dune Prophecy. And guys, if any of these have pre-orders, which I think quite a few of these that I've talked about do, I will link those down below if you want to pre-order these. I'll give you that option down below. Definitely use those links if you want to help me and support the channel. I would appreciate it. But yeah, Dune Prophecy, guys, those links will be down below if they're available as well. The deal links and anything new coming out this week. I'll have all the links that you will need down below in the description. Let's talk about this Steelbook. This is a Walmart exclusive Steelbook of Blade. Is getting a 4K Steelbook from Warner Brothers. This is a Walmart exclusive, like I said, coming out February the 4th for $29.65. Look, I've got a nice 4K of Blade. I think I got it for like $12 in a Black Friday sale. I like Blade. I like it a lot. Do I need an additional 4K Steelbook of Blade? Probably not. It's a nice Steelbook though. I like how they have the original poster on the back as the artwork. I think that's cool. I think the image on the inside is cool. I think if you don't have Blade on 4K, this might be a cool option for you to get a cool edition of Blade on 4K. But as for me, like, it's not something I'm super interested in, but it is a Walmart exclusive Steelbook. So that's a trend I hope stops in 2024. We're starting to see more people, I think, move away from Walmart. Like, I don't like how Walmart handles Steelbooks. They don't put the shit out on the shelves, and they're terrible at shipping this stuff. Like, I've had some success with Walmart shipping stuff, but As far as like people pre-ordering, they cancel the stuff, they ship it in like a freaking bubble mailer. It's not a good situation at Walmart with the Steelbook. So I hope that dies in 2025, if I'm being completely honest, because I just don't think it's working. At least it's not working in my area. Maybe it's working in your area and you like it and don't want to see it die, and that's okay. But Blade, the 4K Steelbook, let me know if you're excited for that in the comment section below. We've also got Assault of the Party Nerds. This was announced by Culture Shock Releasing. I think they teased this like ever since they split from Vinegar Syndrome partner label. They teased this like over a year ago. Now they're finally putting it out. This is a Blu-ray edition. These are cults, 80s, 90s sex comedies. One of them's got Leanna Quigley in it. Of course, she's like in every horror film and sex comedy film in the 80s, I feel like. And then you got Assault of the Party Nerds too. And then you can get an option to get both of these in a double pack, just a standard Blu-ray. But if you want like cool slipcovers, I think these are on the Culture Shock Releasing website. Last I heard though, guys, this is down to like 700 units. So if you want these, I don't think there's a huge audience for these films, but if you want these, like go check out the Culture Shock Releasing website to get them. There's no, I think they're just available to pre-order now. I don't know if there's any like actual, early February is when these will be shipping out. But yeah, let me know if you're excited for Assaults of the Party Nerds 1 and 2 on Blu-ray, guys, coming out in February. All right, guys, let's talk about the deals that are going on right now. Of course, we got the Vinegar Syndrome Virtual Insanity Subscriber Week sale coming up, guys. This is the opportunity to subscribe to Vinegar Syndrome titles. So pretty much if you do the subscription service, it's going to cost you like $1,000, but you're going to be getting all the mainline Vinegar Syndrome releases that come out in 2025 just automatically shipped to you every single month. So I'll be having a live stream just diving into more details on this Wednesday night at 9:30. So if you want to check me out there, definitely join that live stream at 9:30 on Wednesday. But yeah, we're going to go into the sale because they actually do a sale this time as well. They have some really good like daily deals on some of their past titles. So there's a sale. There's going to be there's going to be new titles that are announced on January the 1st as well. So I'm going to cover all that in my live stream Wednesday night, 9:30, guys. Come check it out. If you're interested in the Vinegar Syndrome subscription and subscriber week. All right, let's get into some of the stuff on. Let me take this down, guys. There's some deals. There are some deals currently on Amazon. I'm going to bring this up and we're going to share those deals. That's what we're going to do, guys. All right, let me put myself down in the corner. And look, the Substance, the Blu-ray is available to get for $16.96. I think that's coming out in January, but that's the Blu-ray edition for $16.96. Once Upon a Time in the West is $20.98. I think that's a pre-order as well. This John Wick Steelbook set, it's not a significant drop, but it's down to $53.49. I reviewed this on the channel not too long ago. It's a very nice edition. I don't know if it's quite worth $53.49. I don't know if it's quite worth $60. It's definitely more worth it than the Pulp Fiction set they just put out. But I think like 45 to 50 is a good price point for that. So definitely keep an eye on it. Maybe it'll drop even more. Then we got John Wick Chapter 2, guys. That's on sale on 4K for $649. Like that's a great price for a 4K of a John Wick film. Election, the Paramount Presents edition, is $23.89 right now currently, which is a good price for Paramount Presents. We also got that 430 Steelbook, which is $29.49. It was $35. Civil War is on Blu-ray for $12.49. There's a lot of Lionsgate stuff I noticed on sale. Maxine is $21.49 on 4K. Sisu is $8.99 on Blu-ray. John Wick Chapter 4 on Blu-ray is $9.49. John Wick Chapter 4 on 4K is $15.49. We've got White Christmas on 4K for $17.39. We got, let's see, Sisu on 4K is $14.99. So, guys, I'll have these linked down below if you want to take part in any of these sales or get any of these titles. The Willow 4K Steelbook is down to $46.16. It's no longer $65. So if you're comfortable with that price, maybe you want to get that now. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent on 4K is $10.99. Let's see. We got The Strangers on 4K for $15.99. We got Everything Everywhere All at Once for $14.49 on 4K. So some good stuff on some Lionsgate titles, guys. I'll link as much as I can down below. Can't Hardly Wait is $24.99, which I don't think is a significant drop, but that's dropped about, I think, $3 or $4. X on Blu-ray, that's a great deal, actually, is $7.99 currently. The Hitchcock Collection Volume 2 is still $34.99, so that's a good deal. And yeah, guys, I'm just kind of scrolling through. If you guys want to check out any of these deals, you can. So, Yeah, Knives Out. Knives Out on Blu-ray is $4.99. So that's all I'll cover here, guys. Let's switch over to Groove and check out their Steelbook clearance sale that they are currently running. This is a Steelbook warehouse clearance. And a lot of cool Steelbooks on here for pretty cheap. You got a Shrek Steelbook for $14.99, the Batman 4K Steelbook for $17.99, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome for $19.99, American Sniper for $16.99, the Lost Boys Trilogy for $16.99, 50 Shades 4K Trilogy, guys, for $29.99. That's not that big of a deal, but okay. The Exorcist Believer 4K Steelbook is $17.99. House of the Dragon Season 1 is $29.99. But I think that's sold out because it just says view. Animal House 4K is $16.99. So yeah, you got some decent deals on Steelbooks, but honestly, like it's not like super great. You still got let's see, you got a Blu-ray TV clearance deal going on. You can get the Flash 9th and final season for $10.99, Peacemaker on Blu-ray for $8.99. That's a good deal for a whole season of television. His Dark Materials, I think that's season 2 and season 1 is $8.99 on Blu-ray. You got some Flash seasons for $10.99. I mean, if you're a fan of this stuff, guys, like I'm not super into all these shows. Like there's some good deals on here, so definitely check out these TV deals. And then you still got the 4K UHD deal, 3 for $35 going on, which I've covered this numerous times, guys. But there's a lot of good titles in this sale, so definitely, check it out if you're interested. And lastly, guys, let's go ahead and get into what is new this week, because there's some decent stuff coming out this week. There's not a lot. There's a lot of Kino. There's a lot of Kino coming out this week. Let's start with a TerraVision title that I'm not sure if we're going to get by the end of 2024. It might be in early 2025, but this was supposed to come out on December the 31st. Rumpelstiltskin 4K, which I am definitely looking forward to. I did pre-order this box set edition from the TerraVision website. I think they'll release like a regular standard version if they haven't already. I think I do remember them putting a standard version on their website. So you might be able to get on the TerraVision website and order the standard version, but I think the box set of Rumpelstiltskin has sold out. But that's supposed to come out this week, December the 31st. Not sure if it actually will, but if you pre-ordered it, you might look to get it in early January of 2025. We've also got Snake Eyes. This is a Brian De Palma film. I've already showed this off on the channel because I got it early from Kino Lorber, but this is coming out on 4K from Kino Lorber for $26.59. Also a Blu-ray edition with a 4K scan for $18.59. We also have Hatari, John Wayne film coming out on 4K from Kino Lorber for $26.59. Also a Blu-ray for $18.59. We got Internal Affairs of Richard Gere coming out on 4K from Kino Lorber for $25.98. Also a Blu-ray for $18.59. And we have Miracle Mile coming out on Blu-ray this week. Now, this already has a Blu-ray from Kino Lorber. I think they're just repressing this and putting it out with a new slipcover. This is coming out for $20.98. Also, Cherry 2000 is getting repressed for coming out on Blu-ray with a new slipcover for $22.49. We've got Mr. Monk's Last Case, the Monk movie, for $18.48 on Blu-ray. We've got Pray for Death coming out on Blu-ray for $22.49. We got Rage of Honor coming out on Blu-ray from Kino Lorber. These are all Kino Lorber Blu-rays, guys, for $18.59. We got The Beast Within coming out on Blu-ray for $18.59. We got The Killer Is Loose coming out on Blu-ray for $18.59. We got Monty Walsh, which is a Lee Marvin movie, coming out on Blu-ray for $18.59. We got Blood and Lace coming out on Blu-ray for $18.59. So that's all the Kinos, guys. So that right there just illustrates like Kino Lorber just put stuff out, and they do quality work, guys. And like people, I keep having to defend in Kino because people keep saying like, oh, I don't like Kino because they're packaging and they don't have disc art and blah blah blah. They do great work, guys, and I'm sure that a lot of these titles are going to have like some new features, new commentaries, and reversible cover art. So a lot of their stuff is kind of boutique. And it's affordable price, guys. A lot of these I mentioned were like $18. Like you're not going to see that out of some of the other boutique labels. Now let's get into the Lords of Flatbush. We're ending the year with some Sly, first time on Blu-ray in the States, I believe. The Lords of Flatbush coming out on Blu-ray from Sony for $26.98. Now, this is a Sly movie, Sylvester Stallone movie that was before Rocky, like right before Rocky. So he's more of a side character in this film with Henry Winkler. I've never seen it, but I do plan on getting this at some point just to add it to the Stallone collection. Then we've got some Warner Archive Blu-rays coming out this week. The Spanish Main is coming out for $21.98. We also have Black Eye coming out for $24.49, and A Night Full of Rain is coming out on Blu-ray for $24.49. So that is it, guys. That is the physical media report. A little bit shorter edition this week, but you got more time to do other stuff. It's the holidays, guys. I know you don't need to be watching me on here every single day. And we got more content coming this week, guys. I got my most anticipated for January coming out tomorrow. I've got my subscriber week stream coming Wednesday night at 9:30. Definitely join that, guys, because it's going to be fun. Will I sign up for the Vinegar Syndrome subscription? That's the big question this year. I keep teasing it every year. Will I actually do it this year? But thank y'all so much for watching the Physical Media Report episode 245. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Also, comment down below of everything that we talked about here today. What are you the most excited about? Turn on those bell notifications for all future videos and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.